Before we begin our official program, it is indeed an honor for us this afternoon at this business session to have a special friend. We are honored to have, as we open this session of our convention, Dr. Randy Woodson. All of you know that Dr. Randy Woodson is the 14th Chancellor of North Carolina State University. He is a nationally recognized scholar. He's an academic leader who oversees the largest university in North Carolina. Under his leadership, North Carolina State University has built upon its reputation as one of the leading land-grant universities in this nation. And I can tell you that Randy Woodson is recognized as the premier chancellor in our university system. Chancellor Woodson has extensive experience in university administration and is a member of a faculty, and I can tell you he is an accomplished academic. Randy Woodson came to North Carolina State as chancellor from Purdue University, where he was there executive vice president for academic affairs. Ladies and gentlemen, Randy Woodson, Chancellor Woodson, understands agriculture. He understands Farm Bureau. He's an internationally renowned crop scientist. He grew up in Arkansas. If there's like North Carolina, Arkansas is certainly an agricultural state. Chancellor Woodson, we're proud to have you here with us today. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, please join me in giving a warm Farm Bureau welcome to the Chancellor at North Carolina State University, Chancellor Randy Woodson. Chancellor.
Hello, everyone. I know what an interruption it is to come between you and your business meeting. I've been to many Farm Bureau meetings in my life, and so I know, but I came from Indiana where there were only 92 counties, so the roll call didn't take quite as much time as it does here in North Carolina. But it's great to be with you on your 80th annual convention, and I want to personally thank President Larry Woodson and all of the state and county Farm Bureau leaders for your tireless support of NC State University and our College of Agriculture and Life Sciences, and your support of North Carolina Cooperative Extension Service. Your friendship and your commitment have been essential in helping NC State continue to fulfill our commitment to be a world-leading teaching, research, and extension university that works hard every day to strengthen the economy of the state of North Carolina. Never has your friendship, though, and your commitment been more evident than this past year, and particularly in the General Assembly of the great state of North Carolina. Your support of the Plant Sciences Initiative has been, without a doubt, the critical piece of support that got this over the hump. And in particular, I want to thank Larry Woodson for that support and for making this a priority of this Farm Bureau. 12 months and hundreds of calls, letters, emails, meetings with the General Assembly. This Plant Sciences Initiative is part of the Connect NC Bond Initiative. I will tell you without reservation that the Plant Sciences Initiative at NC State would not be part of the bond package without the work of this body. And I mean that with all sincerity. I was behind the scenes often with Larry talking about what was going on, and we would talk about life support and resurrection. I'm a Southern Baptist, I know about resurrection, and we would talk about the resurrection of this project in the General Assembly. And so I want to say thank you again for all your support. Throughout NC State's 128-year history, we've taken great pride in serving the state and in particular serving the greatest industry of this state, and that's agriculture. Larry mentioned I grew up on a farm. I was the Dean of Agriculture at Purdue before becoming provost there, before coming to NC State. So this is an industry I've worked in, I've supported, and I love with all my heart. And I'm so proud to be in North Carolina, where agriculture is such a critical part of our economy. Education, research, and extension are fundamental building blocks for vibrant economies across our great state. There are many challenges that come along with this work, challenges we continue to work together on in partnership with Farm Bureau. Today, I wanted to share briefly 3 specific challenges that we face and one game-changing opportunity that I hope we can all take advantage of. First challenge, of course, is the increasingly tight fiscal environment we all find ourselves in, particularly those of us that rely on the state and the federal government for support, as we do in agriculture. We've experienced cuts in recent years, and I want to be the first to say the legislature has supported NC State University and they've supported agriculture. But they're facing a reality of a constrained budget, and they're facing a reality of increasing costs associated with Medicaid, prisons, and other challenges the state faces. So we understand that they have to make difficult decisions. So don't interpret my comments to mean I don't value the critical support we receive from the state or the difficulty in the decisions they have to make. But make no mistake, we've lost money in recent years, and this has been a challenge. We're working hard to increase our grant funding to the university to support us, to make sure that we can deliver on our promise. And Dean Linton and his colleagues are doing a phenomenal job of bringing additional resources into the College of Ag and Life Sciences. But we need the support of Farm Bureau both at the General Assembly and on Capitol Hill to stave off continued cuts to higher education and research and to encourage reinvestment in both. The second significant challenge is very real and growing, and it's the rural-urban divide. It's something we talk about in agriculture all the time, the widening gap between growth and prosperity in many of the urban counties and survivability in many of the rural counties. We see this divide in the diversity of our needs and the needs of our stakeholders and the job that we have to do at the university to support every county in this great state. Our aim is to help meet the needs of each community, and we're working with our partners to do that through innovative programs and through shared resources. We ask for your continued support in identifying new and better ways to work together to support all of our stakeholders in all 100 counties, and I can promise you this, we will not shirk that responsibility at NC State. The last challenge is the growing challenge we have in supporting a very diverse and interesting economy in the state of North Carolina. You know, at NC State, our motto is think and do. We want to have the best scientists and the best engineers in the world thinking at the highest level. But as important to us is to translate that thought into action, into doing something, into creating value for the economy. That's why we say think and do. We believe innovation happens when our best and brightest are engaged in educational pursuits, research, and applied knowledge that are focused on the issues that we face as society. You know, we want to solve problems, and we want to solve problems in a way that adds back to the economy. Governor McCrory recognizes this, the General Assembly recognized this, and they've included investments in our university because NC State is driving value in the economy. And Connect NC Bond is one example of that. NC State, and I don't say this braggadociously, which is a word I didn't know in Arkansas. It's a bigger word than I learned. But I don't say this with any ego, but I will tell you, NC State's the only university in the state with 2 projects in the bond package. Again, it wouldn't happen without your support. It wouldn't happen if it weren't for the fact that our 2 projects represent critical areas for the economy of the state. One is the Engineering Oval Project. This is a critical building to get our civil, construction, and environmental engineering and industrial and systems engineering department relocated to Centennial Campus to get all of engineering except for the nuclear reactor it's a little difficult to move, over from main campus to Centennial. And the governor and everyone else recognize that engineering means jobs. And we need civil engineers to rebuild all this infrastructure that the country desperately needs. The other big project, and the one this organization knows very well, is the Plant Sciences Initiative and the big research building that goes to support that initiative. A world-class research complex that will allow NC State to be the premier leader in plant sciences. And I'm so proud that every sector of the agriculture economy got on board to support this, including the animal industry. And the reason is if you're raising hogs or you're raising poultry, you got to feed those beasts. And it turns out that comes from plants. So it's critical for our state that we be the best in the world at plant sciences. And this is critical for continued profitability of North Carolina farmers. So, on March 15th, and I'm going to leave, Larry, I know you're busy, but on March 15th, we're going to ask all of you to go out to the polls, and we're going to ask you to support this bond initiative and to support agriculture and engineering at NC State. But more importantly, or I should say as important, this bond package brings together critical investments for higher education across the state. It also brings together career readiness in community colleges across the state. It also brings together support for public safety, including the National Guard, as well as the general health with investments to improve water and sewer systems across the state of North Carolina and our state parks and the zoo as well. Now, here's the most important thing for you to have in the back of your mind every time you're talking to somebody about this. This will not raise taxes in North Carolina. In 3 years, even if this bond package, in 3 years after this bond package passes, the state of North Carolina will owe less in bond than they do currently. That's because we're paying off bonds. No tax increase, a big support for across the state, huge for the university, huge for NC State, huge for agriculture. We need your support. We're so grateful for Farm Bureau for the leadership position they staked out early in support of the Plant Sciences Initiative. Thank you for giving me a chance to be with you today. Thank you for your support, and go Pack.